They say Terrence Marshall Jr. is turning heads. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, Dingbat here. The Eagles and the wide receiver position. It's such an interesting position because if you look at the first two wide receivers on the depth chart, they're amazing. They're absolutely amazing. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, to me, they're the best duo in the National Football League. And why do I say that? Because I think they're the most complementary. You got the big physical yards after the catch, wide receiver, A.J. Brown that could do it all. Then you got the hands, the speed, the footwork, the route running in Devontae Smith. It's a great combination to have, right? But the one thing with the Eagles is, you know what you got with those two guys, and they're amazing. But we've really struggled with the whole third wide receiver and beyond that. Like there's such a drop off from those two guys to your third wide receiver, and the question is going to be is, are the Eagles going to be able to get production from the third wide receiver this year? Will it happen? Can it happen? Who the hell knows? But one thing that we have recently come to learn, at least so far in OTAs, one guy out there making plays and catching everything, they said, has been Terrence Marshall Jr. Here's a guy that we know has a lot of talent, hasn't had maybe the success he thought he was going to have in the NFL and the teams he's been on. But coming to Philly, can he make an impact? Can he compete for that third wide receiver spot? It's going to be interesting because I think the Eagles got some guys to watch, right? I think Terrence Marshall Jr. is coming as a surprise right now, the way he's been playing, okay? A lot of upside there, no question about it. Then you look at a guy who, I really thought, I'm just being honest, I thought Anais Smith was going to be good. Like, I thought he was going to come in, challenge for the, and this is before the Jahan Dotson trade, but I thought he was going to challenge for the slot, wide receiver spot, and he was going to make an impact. He didn't. He was invisible. But I still think there's talent there that remains. Where I want to see him flourish is, and it's going to be interesting to see how the whole punt returners do and kickoff stuff, because we got to take Cooper DeJean off of that. You can't have him doing it. He's too valuable. Could Anais Smith make an impact on special teams as well as a wide receiver? Johnny Wilson, a big, tall wide receiver. Some people think he should play tight end. I don't think he's heavy enough. But I think here's another guy that if you could figure out how to use him at times in the red zones. I gotta think out of those three guys, right? Marshall Jr., Anais Smith, and Wilson. One of them's got to take a step forward. One of them's got to take a step forward, right? You would hope. I do. And then as far as your third wide receiver, I'm telling you, I like Jahan Dotson, man. I like him. The Eagles got another player in a trade who's on a rookie deal. Howie loves to do this stuff. He's got one more year left on the deal, and he wants to get paid. He's going to have to perform. The thing with Jahan Dotson is he's got talent. He's got speed. He made a great catch. What was it I want to say, was it the Jags game? He made a great catch. He has some talent. And what excites me most about Jahan Dotson, to be quite honest with you, is the fact that Jahan Dotson, he really came on in the playoffs. Once the playoffs started, he comes out, he gets a big touchdown early versus the Packers. I thought that was important, man. I thought that was important. I thought he played, really good in the Super Bowl. He had a big catch early on that set us up for a touchdown. I think that Jahan Dotson, with a full year with the Eagles in the off season, because remember, he came over in training camp. Sometimes you're just always playing catch up. Now he's there the whole year, and I thought he earned some trust from Hurts. I thought Hurts started to trust him a little bit. So will the Eagles use that third wide receiver? It's gonna be a great. It's gonna be very interesting. I mean, some people think we should go out and get Amari Cooper, and look, the thing on Amari Cooper is he's like he should go back to Dallas. To be honest with you, he should go back to Dallas with that sticky team. He's a typical Cowboy. He plays great in the regular season. Then when the games matter or it gets cold, he fades away. It's just like the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs. I mean, I can't tell you how many times it was against the Eagles, and it was a late game. Dallas, they wind up losing at the end, but they were taking shots at the end zone to win the game. Do you guys remember this? This is a few years ago when Amari Cooper was still with the Cowboys. He takes himself out of the game. He takes himself out of the game when the game's on the line. Man, you just don't have that kind of the right mentality to me if you do that. You just don't. And he took himself out of the game on a sideline, and there was like 2 plays or 3 plays where Dak is trying to go to the end zone, and his best receiver's not even in there. You know? And I'm like, you can't win with that. I don't think you could win with that. You know? Devontae Smith would never do that. A.J. Brown would never do that. They want the ball at the end. Okay? So a guy like Amari Cooper ain't an option to me. Never has been, never will be. And that's just how I feel about it. Then you look at, I don't even know what other receivers are out there. But Jahan Dotson, to me, I would rather have over Amari Cooper. I would. I just would. I mean, I guess Keenan Allen is also out there. I don't think you need Keenan Allen. I don't think that would work at all. But I think Jahan Dotson could turn around and have a pretty good year for the Eagles. You know, and it's going to be interesting also to see how they use the tight end, because they brought in a lot of tight ends. The Eagles got quite a few tight ends on their roster because I don't think they thought Dallas Goedert was going to be back. Now that Goddard's back 1 year, what are they going to do with those guys? Are they just going to cut them? They're going to end up trading one of them? How's it going to go, and how are they going to emerge? I think Calcaterra is a good receiving tight end. Good receiver. But I don't know about his blocking. Can he improve and be that backup that we need? Or is Goddard going to show why he's so valuable? You know, the Eagles are going to have to replace a tight end. But will you get more? Will you get 2 tight end sets at all? Or are you going to just get a lot of Jahan Dotson? I think Dotson's going to get more opportunities. I think he's going to get more chances. And I think he's going to have a chance to actually go out there and show that he can play this game and then get paid next year, you know. And then hopefully for me, Nia Smith will shine. Hopefully he gets a chance to shine, man. The receiver position, you know, is fine when you have the first 2 guys. But that third wide receiver spot, if you could get somebody in the slot that starts to produce, oh my God, teams are going to be freaked out. I mean, it's already hard enough to stop the Eagles, you know. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. This team is stacked. They're stacked. You got to get the third wide receiver. That's the key. If Jahan Dotson can come out and produce, then it's impossible to. It's already hard to stop the Eagles with what they got, but we do need more production from that third wide receiver. And I think Jahan Dotson is primed to go out there and you know and handle it. You know what I mean? That's what I think. But you know, we'll see. I mean, Terrence Marshall Jr. has been playing has looked really good so far in OTAs. Now, let me say this: we've seen guys look great in shorts, but when the pads come on and the hitting starts, completely different player. There's no doubt about it. No argument from me. That's the truth. So he's going to have to do it in training camp. And when the pads come on, that's when we will really find out. But so far, all indications is Marshall Jr. he's been basically turning heads. Will he compete for that third wide receiver spot? I don't know. But I also like Jahan Dotson. I thought he looked good. Let me know, what do you think about the third wide receiver spot? You feel good about it? Not feel good about it? You worried about it? I'm kind of curious. Would like to know. Let me know what you guys think. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. Remember, it's how we vision, baby. We're all just living in it. Still the cowboy, Mr. McLean. You Americans are all alike. But this time, John Wayne doesn't walk into the sunset with Grace Kelly. Scary Cooper, asshole! Oh, Dingbat! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! That was crazy!
Happy trails, Hans.
Dallas still stinks. That's all, folks.
The brother screwed us!